So Sangha works on those values which are eternal, namely inclusivity, samanvay, coordination, then giving back, kritanyata, and working together, living together, staying together. This will never change. This is always relevant. So Sangha only works on those values. So there is no question of modern and upcoming generation. They realize sometime in their life they realize that yes, this is so, and they join Sangha. Particularly the modern young generation, because it wants our country to progress, and they are very much interested in seva, and generationally they are more honest than the previous generations. Our appeal attracts them. That is our experience. So with young generations, Sangha goes very well. So we don't have any problem there. Rest, for example, we changed our uniform. Uniform is not an eternal thing, it changes. Such things we change. We change when consensus is arrived. Barring these basic things, everything can be changed. But I feel change is necessary and then I order, change this. And no, not like that. Right from bottom to top, discussions happen. A consensus is created. And according to the consensus, the decision comes. Decision comes in a minute. But consensus may take years also. So we are working together, therefore we have to decide together. Even if right, we cannot go behind one lead only. So everybody must be convinced that it is right, because then working on that thing, that change has to be done by everybody. So everybody has to be taken in. So that is the process.
सर मुझे लगता है इस बार हमें यूपीएससी सीएससी एस्पायरेंट्स की तैयारी को आसान करने के लिए कुछ नया करना चाहिए।
जी सर, ठीक है, फिर एक नया बैच अनाउंस करा देते हैं।
अरे सर वो तो 31 मई को आ ही रहा है ना, मतलब कुछ और सोचते हैं।
सर फिर टेस्ट सीरीज करा देते हैं।
अरे सर वो तो मतलब हर महीने हम यूसीएससी करा ही रहे हैं, जिसमें सिविल सर्विसेज चैंपियनशिप टेस्ट है और कुछ।
सर मुझे लगता है कि सारे स्टूडेंट्स का जो एक पेन पॉइंट है सर, फीस बहुत बड़ा मैटर करता है। क्या इसमें कुछ हो सकता है?
बात तो सही है सर, कुछ तो नया करना होगा। तो मित्रों, अनअकैडमी की टीम यूपीएससी अब तक का सबसे बड़ा ऑफर लेके आई है, लोएस्ट प्राइस एवर। तो आज ही एनरोल कीजिए।
इसके साथ साथ 12 मंथ का एक्सटेंशन भी मिल रहा है, तो उसका भी आप बेनिफिट लें। तो अब मतलब फीस की चिंता खत्म, आज से पढ़ाई शुरू। तो अभी ज्वाइन करें अनअकैडमी।
लेट्स क्रैक इट।
Subish TS. Karnataka government had directed the activities of RSS are secretive and it must register. What is your response?
I don't need to respond. There are so many unregistered things going on. And we are not secretive, we are working on open ground. We are calling people and telling them about Sangha. This is politics, and all these gimmicks are being tried. Don't do that. We are used to it. After say 10-15 years of starting of Sangha, we had to face all these things. We are used to it. If they don't happen, we feel something is amiss. So I don't need to respond. Sangha started in British times. And Sangha started as a public will. I narrated you how that churning of minds went on. And the all accepted conclusion was taken up and worked upon. That was the Sangha. So it doesn't need any restrictions. Hindu Dharma is not registered. Many things are not registered. Those who want to have funds from the government, they require registration. That has to be there. But Sangh, government knows Sangh is there. Government banned us twice, and that ban was released. Once by court order, another by satyagraha. So government knows. They banned RSS. That means they knew RSS is there. RSS is recognized. So all this has happened over 100 years. Nobody told us that you must register. Our constitution, written constitution, is with the government. We have submitted it in 1950s. Therein government would have said, okay, all is well, but you have not registered. First register, then we will accept. They did not say that. So why should I respond? Say, all this is politics, nothing serious. They want to, in some way, on one side hamper the Sangha work, on one side create doubts in the minds of people. But that is no more possible because people know us. They say we are secretive. Our Karyakartas live in all localities. People are daily seeing them. Our shakhas are on open grounds. People are daily seeing them. We have public programs. We have such an enormous outreach in this year. In every block, we had Hindu Sammelan. So all these things, they are not possible if we are secretive.
Dr. Amita Sharif. My perception on RSS changed significantly after the visit of Sri Dattatreya Hosabalaji to our house. Also, I was deeply inspired towards the ideals of RSS through Sri Bharat Kumar, who was my patient. My question is, there are many Muslims in this country who genuinely love India, believe in nationalism, and wish to contribute positively to society and nation building. So, why are such people not visibly represented more prominently in leadership positions? Would greater inclusion not help reduce misunderstandings and build more trust among communities?
I think inclusion is always there in Hindu society and Sangha also. We consider our society as one, so therefore we do not count how many Christians, how many Muslims, how many this caste, that caste. We do not have this data. We don't know who belongs to what. But there are Muslims and there are Christians working in Sangha as Sangha responsibility holders. And not during this period only. Once I met a chaiwala who was a Muslim and introduced himself to me as a Swayamsevak of one Chaka in Punjab. So I asked him, since when you are coming to Chaka? He says, from 1946 I am a Swayamsevak. So such old associations with the individuals of so-called other communities is always there. And now we have started dialogue also.
With hosting and particularly, migration experience was excellent.
I've been coming up hot for a minute. Everybody know the drop when I'm in it. Drop the top when I'm in it.
Head to hostinger.com and migrate your website today. Hostinger, recommended by WordPress.org.
The difficulty is persons do not feel too free to do this because there is a sort of social boycott. If people know, then they should not go to Sangha. That effort is made, and to resist that requires some courage. Everybody has courage, but it is very difficult to oppose this society and go to Sangha. But some people do that. So, inclusivity is there. Outreach, we have to increase, we will do it. And more people are getting convinced and coming. So, in the last 2-3 years, we had extensive dialogue with Muslim communities in various places. In 3 or 4 places, I myself was present. So in Delhi, in Lucknow, in Mumbai, we had such interactions and I was present there. So this is going on. Slowly it will happen. Just I said, because we are not alike, we are not one. That type of thought was dominant in public mind. And deliberate efforts are going on to keep that separateness alive. That is also one of the difficulties. But slowly all these difficulties will be overcome. And then day will come when there will be no exclusivity in our society. Inclusivity and representation in the proportion of the activity going on will happen.
Sri Davis Painadat. A significant section of Christian community in North Indian states continues to live in fear and anxiety due to targeted attacks and disruptions to their freedom of worship. What concrete interventions is the RSS leadership making to curb such violence and alleviate the anxieties of the minority community? Sri Jason CS, Dr. Jaishankar and Dr. Sudhindran also ask, what is the RSS policy on Christians, Muslims and other religions? Why don't people in other religions participate and express themselves in RSS? What transformations are needed for the religious minorities to flock to RSS? How would RSS define the concept of Hindu Rashtra in modern developed India? How will it align with secularism of our constitution? Is the RSS open to a direct and sustained dialogue with the Christian Church leadership to address these misconceptions and resolve these differences amicably? As the head of the major national organization, what reassuring message do you have for the Christians to ensure them that they are safe and secure in this country?
They have been safe and secure in this country. Christians are not here recently. They have been there for how many years in Kerala? 600? Christian community in Kerala? Huh? 2000 is so. I don't know whether 2000 it is, but for centuries they are here. They are safe and secure and they are growing. Hindu community by nature is inclusive. There is no danger from Hindu community or any Hindu activity. Sangh in particular doesn't indulge in any type of violence, doesn't support it. The incidents that have happened have no Swayamsevaks. And if, as an exception, there are Swayamsevaks, we will never support them in such things. We do not encourage this type of behavior. But if someone goes and tries to convert people, conversion on my own volition, that is okay in Hindus. If some Hindus feel that traditionally whatever I have got doesn't fulfill my spiritual expectation, so I have to take some other path, and this path is good for me. If he gets converted, we don't have any objection. That happens. But if there is lure, force, and this happens, or when going there, they tell you Hindu gods are not good, your tradition is not good, your ancestors were poor. This type happens. There is reaction. Even in such situations, we tell our Swayamsevaks, don't take law in your hand. Complain to the proper authority and expect them to act. But all people are not Swayamsevaks. So these incidents happen. They should not happen. Unfortunate it is. But there is also some provocation. So you have to see both sides. This should not happen. This should not be provocated also. So inquiry was made in some incidents and it was found that Sangh name was implicated in that. Sangh was not there in that. Because we say we organize the Hindu society, that doesn't mean we are anti-Muslim or anti-Christians. Hindus require organizing. That is why we are organizing them. But we are organizing the Hindus who are inclusive, who say ekam sat vipraha baudha vadanti. And there never was any fear for religion, of any religion in our country. See, Jews were persecuted all over the world. The only country that did not do it is Bharat. So, Christians and Muslims have been living together with the Hindu society for last so many centuries. And they are growing. There was never fear. Now, these turbulent incidences that happen, that should not. But for that, we have to prepare this society by educating them. Even if provocation is there, you have to act with restraint. That both sides should say. So what I advise is, start dialogue from your side also. Approach the Sangha Karyakartas. They will gladly accept your invitation, they will come to you, they will ask you to come. Actually in Kerala it has started, Manmohan ji had come. But 2-3 interactions have happened. In our busy schedules, we are managing it. At present time, we are not taking it deeper. We are first preparing the top leadership. So, gradually it will percolate down. So, we want to have this dialogue and we are at it. We will progress in it. And what else you have asked? Concept of Hindu Rashtra, I have just explained to you. Hindu word doesn't mean religion or any particular type. Hindu means our common cultural identity. It is associated with Bharat, and therefore in our constitution, if you read the preamble, if you read the guiding principles, if you read the citizens' rights and citizen duties, you will find that it is there because this is a Hindu country. So, secular tradition, secular always, man is never secular. Man has some religion or he says, I am a communist, I don't, okay, atheist. That is also sort of religion. So man cannot be, but the state has to be secular. That is our tradition. Since time immemorial, there were many ways of worship, many styles of living, but all states in Bharat were traditionally equal to all type of citizens. This secular thing came from West. In Bharatiya context, actually that word is not applicable because we have always been secular. We don't consider who does what, who worships whom. Ekam sadvipraha bahudha vadanti. Jaki rahe bhavana jaisi prabhu murat tin dekhi taisi. On the basis of this, no discrimination is allowed. So, we have to teach this to our society. And it is in perfect alignment with the Constitution. Even Supreme Court has said that. Hindutva is not a restricted subject or something. It is the living tradition of Bharat, which is very inclusive. That Supreme Court has said. And we are open to dialogue. We want that dialogue to happen and we are trying for that. So, nobody need worry. If at all, RSS decides that we will be always against the minorities, what do you think Hindu society will do? It will reject RSS. To be in Hindu society is guarantee of your safety. That is my claim. Hindu society never accept extremism. Never accept this type of discrimination. So, don't worry about that. If you are in Hindustan, you are safe. You will be safe. these troubles in such a large society, especially without a sense of civic discipline, etc., and so much efforts are going on that we should quarrel in between. So there are fake narratives and fake things all that's happening. Some incidents occur that they do not denote the character of the society or character of Sangh. Sangha is against all this. Hindu society is against all this. If Sangha goes on that path, Hindu society will reject Sangha. I know that.
Sri Hemant Krishnan VP. There is a persistent narrative among critics that the RSS and its core ideology failed to speak up or actively respond to the issues faced by Dalit and backward communities. To bridge trust deficit, what definitive ideological or structural shifts can we expect to see to ensure true inclusivity? Sri C.R. Surendranathan. How we will address the issue of Hindu society divided caste-wise, language-wise and regional-wise, and prevent national identity become weaker than these divisive identities. Dr. Vinod Govind and Mr. Manoj P.S. Instead of reservation for job, is it not desirable to give them better coaching at the end of the education to avoid many of the talented, hardworking people to go elsewhere in search of jobs, creating brain drain?
So narrative is there, but facts are something different. Dr. Ambedkar had once come in Sangha Shibir and had once on his own had gone to a Shakha in Karad. When he came to Sangha Shibir in Pune, Dr. Edgwar was alive. He was in that work. So Dr. Edgwar took him to lunch. With all the Shiksharthis, he had lunch. And he asked Shiksharthis, to which caste who belongs? But in Sangha, we don't regard the caste. So he didn't get the answer. So Dr. Edgwar said, he asked, how many of you are Asprishas, untouchables? Nobody answered because everybody was touching everybody. So Dr. Edgwar told to Dr. Ambedkar, if you want to count, you take the name of the caste. And Dr. Edgwar found that there are so many scheduled castes in that Shibir. At the afternoon, the Bauddhic session, the discourse, so Dr. Edgwar requested Dr. Ambedkar to speak. And he introduced him, Parama Vandaniya Dr. Ambedkar. So Dr. Ambedkar started by the same Param Vandaniya Dr. Edgwar. And then he spoke about Hindu Sangathan and eradication of caste. Then when he went to Shakha, in Shakha he said that in some matters I have a difference with RSS, but I like RSS by my heart and I will help RSS. That has been published in the newspaper and in the Kesari and in the newspaper run by Dr. Ambedkar himself. So all this, there is no ideological adjustment is required because our ideology says we are one. And our third Sarsanga Chalak Balasaheb Devras in a lecture in Pune, he publicly declared that everything that causes discrimination should go out lock, stock and barrel. If one comes inside Sangha and sees, he will see here that eradication is happening because we do not discuss about caste. We discuss about all are one, we are Hindus. If we say eradicate the caste, then each time we say eradicate the caste, we remember the caste. So instead of that, we have put up a longer line. Oh, okay, castes are there, languages are there, regions are there, provinces are there, different worships are there, all this is there. But we have to think, we are all one, we are Hindus. We need not think who belongs to what religion, what caste, etc., etc. That is the type of methodology we have. And therefore, we easily conquer all these differences in Sangha. And then our Swayamsevaks, they try to bring these values in their individual behavior as well as their families. And that is a difficult task, to convince the families. Old persons are there. They are very particular about the traditions. One of our Vibhag Karyava, his mother for 30 years, he didn't support him in this. So whenever a Karyakarta came with him, he used to dine with himself outside in the veranda and then wash all pottery with. He himself used to, because mother refused. Before dying 3 years, she said, okay, I am convinced. And then she fed everybody, etc. But it took 30 years for that change to happen. But we have to do it. Only lip service is not of any use. If we say we are one, we have to live like that. We have to lead the society by our example. So that effort always goes on. And people who visit Sangha families, people who come to Sangha programs, people who visit Sangha Karyakarta Shakas, they have this experience. So Sangha is working in that direction. Sangha is inclusive. What else? Sangha says that because there is history of this discrimination, those who were discriminated against, they fell behind the society. Now, if we want our country to progress, they have to be brought on the same line. So reservations are necessary. Reservations, till that discrimination exists in the society, the reservations are necessary, because question is not only of material happiness, it is the question of honor also. If you think someone from your own society is inferior to you, that is his insult. And a proud fellow cannot bear insult, should not. Any man should not bear the insult. So that has to go. And those who are up to now discriminated against, they should feel that now there is no discrimination. Reservation is not necessary. Then it should be removed. And as you said, to bring them in the same line, only reservation is not sufficient. Because they cannot take advantage of reservation. Such conditions are there. So we have to also provide with some coaching, some amenities so that they can study. You have provided reservation and he doesn't have electricity in his village. What can he do? He cannot afford to come to city and live there. So all these proactive measures should be taken without any political machination. The policy should be executed so that the need for reservations goes away. Reservation is a crutch. Till your leg is repaired, you have to use the crutch. And you have to be given the crutch. But after you are whole, you must cast this away. And that process has also started. Some people from the SC communities, they are saying that now we have got enough, we are okay now, we are equal with the society. Give this to someone else who deserves it. So that will happen. Don't think that when I say that reservation should continue till those who require reservations say it is required. It doesn't mean that they will always say that we require it. Just put faith in our society. Someday they are going to say, okay sir, enough. We don't want it now. The chairman of Dalit Industrial Corporation, Mr. Milind Kamble, he has expressed that desire. We were takers up to now, now we have to be givers. He has publicly started saying this. That process is also happening. So let us hope from our heartfelt honesty and love for our society, this curse of discrimination will be able to eradicate in near future. The only thing that we find is successful is to say that we are one. Who we are, caste-wise, region-wise, don't say it. We are all Hindus. We are all sons of Bharat Mata. With that positive line, we start in Sangha work, so it happens in Sangha.
I'm really concerned that someone has been using my credit card.
There's no need to panic. Let's go through your most recent transactions together.
Support your customers with sympathetic and engaging agents, powered by real-time contextual understanding for a more human interaction.
I think my delivery might be taking the scenic route.
That's not what we want. Okay, let's see if we can track it down.
Choose from thousands of multilingual, emotionally complex voices with AI agents taking real-world actions securely at enterprise scale. 11 Labs, the future of human technology interaction.
Sri Kiran Vishwanathan, Sri KG Vishwanathan. What should we do to protect Sanatan Dharma? How can we unite and discipline Hindu society? In an economically stronger Bharat, what aspects of Indian ancient wisdom, moral and cultural values should accompany our growth? Are Hindu religious and cultural and social institutions effectively communicating Hindu Dharma with the younger generation in a language and manner that they can relate? Srimati Mini Sajit, how can we train children against adharma while educating about dharma? Dr. Manon Ravi, what steps can we take to encourage the younger generations to study Bhagwat Gita and its relevance in modern life? What is your thought on recognizing the cow as Indian national animal?
To protect dharma, you have to live it. Achara prabhavo dharma. Dharma lies in acharan. So first we have to understand what dharma is. Srimad Bhagwat says, dharma stands on 4 legs. Satya, Karuna, Shuchita, Tapas. Srimad Bhagwat doesn't say that particular worship is dharma, or eating this is dharma, eating that is adharma. They simply state Satya, Karuna, Shuchita, Tapas. Are these 4 components included on our day-to-day behavior, on individual level, family level, social level? We have to be example of this. First thing is this. Secondly, there are aggressions. There are wicked people and they keep on doing this. So we have to come together. When we become strong, organizing society strengthens the society. So if we are strong, all these things will stop. So we have to be strong first, but we have to live the dharma we advocate. So we are there if there is some fight, but we are not there when we have to live the dharma. Bigger lacuna is that. So first we'll start by living our dharma. That we should do. If we do that, and a continuous dialogue goes on in the family, the samskars of the young generation are taken care of. Nowadays, there is no dialogue between the young generation and elderly people. And the family elders do not behave in an exemplary way. Both problems are there. So on both fronts, we have to repair things. Our Kutumba Prabodhan, one of the Pancha Parivartan item is Kutumba Prabodhan, weekly meeting of the family. In one household, how many people are there? They should come together on the appointed day in a week, at appointed time. And they should have, according to their Shraddha, bhajan. Then they should have home prepared meal, dinner. And then they should sit for 4 hours, 3 hours, and they should chit chat. What my family is, what my family tradition is, what are the good things which come by tradition of my family. Have I adapted them? If there are any untoward influences playing in our family, how to eradicate them? Just discuss, don't dictate. Some consensus is reached, that should be implemented. Second topic is, we are Bharatiyas. What is Bharat? How large it is? What are its mountains? What are its rivers? Who are the great men? We have an Ekatmata Stotra in Sangh, wherein we daily recite all these things. It is actually Bharata Bhakti Stotra. So, this information should be given. What are our traditions? What is contemporarily suitable? What should be changed? What tradition we live in our family, tradition of our country. All this, again, consensus and implement. And third thing, I earn for myself and my family daily. I will do something for earning for myself and my family. I spend time for myself and my family. Because my identity includes my family identity. In the similar way, our nation is our identity. So, how much time I am devoting daily for its work?
Dominate the Rift with Opera GX. Install any official LOL esports mod from GX Store to unlock bonus content and features. Browse the collection and choose a mod. Open GX Corner and scroll to the Riot section with a brand new co-streaming hub. Set your language and choose a stream. Only on the browser for gamers. Only on Opera GX.
And how much money I am spending for its work. That should be discussed. Even a boy of 10 years can do something. It should be discussed, and whatever ideas come and are accepted should be implemented. This we call Mangal Samvad. This Mangal Samvad should happen in each family. So first we are trying to instill this in Swayamsevak families. It's going on increasing. And then we'll take it to the society. But you need not wait for that. You can start it tomorrow. It is your family. You can manage it. If we do that, then younger generation, then it asks questions. It gets answers. It understands our Sanatana Dharma and it understands it through our acharan. Because we do not preach, we practice. So that is taken up early. So samskar passed to next generation. That is the way we do it. Economically stronger Bharat, what aspects? I think I have already answered the ancient wisdom, moral and cultural values. The inclusivity, kritadnyata, samanvay, matruvat paradareshu, paradravyeshu loshtavat, atmavat sarvabhuteshu. Yah pashyati sa pandita. To see motherhood in women, not their beauty. That is not a priority. In our tradition, in our vision, we say women are mothers. They are creators. They are respected like that. Paradraveshu lošthavat. Never eye another's wealth. रूखा सूखा खाए के ठंडा पानी पियो. Take some diet, simple diet, and drink a glass of water. दूसरे की झोपड़ी देख के मत ललचाए जो. Seeing others dwelling, don't try to get something from it. Don't compete with others. There should be no envy. This is our tarika. And Atmavat Sarva Bhuteshu. What you think inimical to your existence, you should not do it with others. This is the tradition. This tradition has to be lived. Lived tradition can be understood by the younger generation. Our younger generation doesn't like hypocrisy, and that is going on. That is why there is problem. And we don't have dialogue. We cannot inform them. So this Mangal Samvad should go on, through which this talk between parents and children will again restart. That has stopped. Everybody has mobile. Everybody comes tired from their offices and schools. After having some grub, they will just take their mobile and for hours they will go on doing this. They don't talk. Even if some outsider comes to visit, oh, okay, come on, sit. Tea without sugar. It goes on like this. So that samvad has stopped. We have to take ourselves a little away from the technology and apply ourselves to humanity. That is the essence. When we do that, all these things will happen. Okay, I answered everything? Cow. Cow is respected as Gau Mata in Bharat, not due to any declaration. Is there anything in history? Some king declared cow as Gau Mata? No. If government says this is our national animal, okay, we will support it. But actually, all animals in our nation are national animals. Is it not? You see, Chanakya has described the components of nation. Main is Janapadavati Bhumi. And what is this Janapad? Janapad is this society with common values and with a common goal. Our goal is to give dharma to Bharat, to the world. Our goal is to attain that perfection, that ultimate goal, and serve with your life. Anywhere you go and ask, how should your life be? Even an illiterate person will say, if possible, I have to meet God. And to do so, I have to live with seva, service, and paropkar. Everybody. Manyata is that. They may not do it. They may go reverse way. But if you, for example, if you ask any elderly person, will you ask your son to take the liquor, sharab?
Instantly adapt any track to match your edit perfectly, not the other way around. Try Epidemic Sound now.
Wine. He may be a drunkard, but he will say, no, I will not tell my son to. Because manyata is, drinking is not good. Like that, our common manyata is this. We have to live like this, and we have to give something back to the world. So that is our Janapad. And Bhumi consists of Jal, Jungle, Janwar. Ecosphere, biosphere. Everything. Not merely land. Land with all its prakriti, with all its nature. So everything is national. Our trees are national, our animals are national. But okay, somebody says that if that comes, then many things will be automatic. Okay, if government does that, we don't object. But we don't apply ourselves to this. Instead, we say, we apply ourselves to go samvardhan. So we educate the society about how to rear a cow, how to raise a cow, what benefits we get from it, what is the economic importance, what is the use of cow urine, cow dung. There are so many researches going on and so many new things coming. Right from providing employment to increasing the incomes, many things can be done through cow. So our Gatividhi applies itself to that. But if that happens, we don't oppose, but we don't fight for that. Because no government has shaped our culture. As I said, the well-meaning Rishi Munis, they have shaped our culture. They have put their own example. They are taught by example. We have to remember that and we have to do the same thing.
Sri C. Gobinathan, Sri Jairaj Mitra. Earlier momentum created globally in environmental issues is now losing. What can India do to promote awareness? Do RSS have a plan to protect sacred groves, temples and related properties encroached by others during the British period?
As I said, RSS does nothing except running the shakhas and creating individuals. And RSS does not want to do anything else. After this work is finished, we will do nothing else. But we teach our Swayamsevaks to leave nothing, to do everything. And they are doing this. So many activities are going on. Vriksharopan, etc., etc. In Pancha Parivartan, another initiative is atmosphere, environment. You see, big things we can think of, but we have to start from home. The significant contribution towards the cause of environment can be made by simple, small initiatives adopted in action by all individuals of the society. World scientists say that. So we have given a simple program. Save water, eradicate plastic, and plant greenery. Trees, as well as your home garden, everything that will make your atmosphere green. And again, this will be there in the Swayamsevak families and then it will be extended to the society. We have already started. Will be is not future. We have already started. A certain proportion has to come. After that, we will go to the society. So all this process has started. And that is the more effective way of doing it, because every member of the society will then be involved in this activity, and that will create a great force which will support all other initiatives for the protection of environment. Initiatives and activists are already there. We need not do anything more just to help them. But all such initiatives, to get sustained and to be effective, need the support of the society. Society also agrees with this, but society is not aware. They said, oh, water must be saved. But in their own basin there is a leakage, they don't repair it. Because simply they are not aware. Just to prod them and making them see that okay, you are okay, your thought is okay, but you have to start here. You can start by this. This we have to do. And Sangh applies to this task and supports all other initiatives where Swayamsevaks are also working in there. So this is how we do it. Then
एपिक ऑनलाइन एक्शन गेम वॉर थंडर डाउनलोड करें और धांसू युद्ध के साथ अपना दिन बनाएं। ये सिर्फ एक गेम नहीं है बल्कि एक असली एक्शन है जहां धातु की चीख, जलते आसमान और हर शॉट की चिंगारी शानदार स्पेशल इफेक्ट के साथ दिखती है। मिलिए अपलॉट टी टैंक से। ये पटरियों पर चलता हुआ एक असली किला है। हवा में P-66 डिस्ट्रॉयर कुछ ही सेकंड में दुश्मन के ठिकानों को बर्बाद कर सकता है। वहीं दुश्मनों से
हो गया। Younger generations to Bhagwat Gita. So those who want to take Bhagwat Gita to younger generation, they should take it. Our Sant Mahatmas are doing this. Chinmay Mission is doing a great job. And lot of our कौन सा परमेश्वर जी का संस्कृति विचार केंद्र भारतीय विचार केंद्र, they had conducted in large numbers these Gita classes. So many people are doing. In Bengal, lakhs of people, 3 lakhs, 5 lakhs. Annually they come together in a definite uniform, which they prepare their own uniform. Mahila, Purush, all come. And they recite some Gita Adhyayas. A big function happens there in Brigade Parade. This year it was 3 lakhs and 5 Adhyayas. By heart they learned it. There is one Gita Manishi ji. He goes on Gita in your daily life, Gita in management, Gita in all this. This is going on. So what should we do? We should participate in this. You can start your own Gita class. That is also a service to the society. So what can we do? We have to start from ourselves. Then it will happen. And there are many scriptures in our traditional knowledge, not only Gita. Chaturvedaha, Puranani, Sarvopanishadas Ramayanam, Bharatam cha, Gita, Saddarshanani cha, all the darshanas, Jainagamaha, Tripitakaha, Guru Grantha, Sri Guru Grantha Sahib, Satangira, all the saints' vachanas. Esha Jnana Nidhi Shrestha Shraddheyo Vrudhi Sarvada. This is our Jnana Nidhi. We have to hold it in our hearts with Shraddha. That is what we say in our Ekatmata Stotram daily in the morning. We have to do that. Okay?
Question number 8. Srimati Sarida Malapadan and Srimati Kirtana Gobal. With the collapse of joint families, educated working women face an unsustainable double burden of career, childcare and elder care, especially in families with only daughters. To achieve true national progress, how can we structurally shift family care into state-supported public infrastructure? How can we encourage women education even after their marriage?
To achieve true national progress, how can we structurally shift family care into state-supported public infrastructure? The true national progress will never come through only the state. So, shifting our responsibilities to state never will lead to progress. This is our society's responsibility. State comes and goes. State comes and goes. Sometimes we were ruled by one king, then we were ruled by many kings, then we were ruled by foreigners. All these changed. And now we are in democracy. But there and here also, society is there. The society has thrived continuously under all these conditions. And society is taken. So, this is exclusively the job of society. This model of state-centric life is a Western model. It doesn't suit to our inspirations, aspirations and our swabhav. Many things we are doing through social endeavors. Whole of education was samajadharit. Whole of healthcare was samajadharit. That provides real independence for individuals also. If we transfer this to state, you become slaves of state. And state is always changing. King will change, representatives will change, governments will change. With the whim of changed people, changed governments, we have to change everything. This cannot happen. So, this is a social job and we have to do it. How can we do? Joint families have collapsed. Families have not collapsed. Living together is not possible. Family is not a structure, it is a feeling.
नया बिरला ओपस पेंट्स दीवारों को 99 से भी ज्यादा दागों से बचा है। कौन मानता है?
मैं मानती हूँ। मैं भी मानती हूँ।
So many families, they come together annually for something. In Bihar, there is a Chhat Puja, Surya Shashti festival. Anywhere, a member of a family may be living anywhere in the world. On that day, he comes there and they get together. That bond is important. So, mingle as much as you can, even if you have to live separately. At least once a year. Come together. Let the children play together and get introduced. Otherwise, in today's 2x2 family day, father, mother, brother, sister, uncle, auntie, nothing else. We have so many words, so many relations. चाचा, मामा, क्या क्या है? मलयालम में कुछ होगा ऐसी. So in every language, we have some 30 words for such relations. Let the children come and know each other. All these things we can do. We can have some common festival in all the households of our family, living separately. One festival we can come together and celebrate. Sometimes in holidays, just without any occasion, we should come together. So next generation knows our relations. Start frequently meeting. And this tradition, this bond is carried over generations. So, because living together is hampered, it is difficult to bring it back now. It may happen in future, may not happen. But bond can be preserved. That bond has to be preserved. That will preserve the family atmosphere. With that weekly meeting, Mangal Samvad, the problem working women face can be resolved. Maybe you cannot have 3 or 4 hours samvad, you will have 2 hours samvad. But once in a week, in spite of everything, because you have to fill your tummy, okay. You have to feed your children, okay. But what for? So, you have to provide some sanskar, some dialogue, some samvad. So we have to prioritize all these things. Then it will happen. Okay.
Srimati Manasi Nikhil. Today, many parents still see government jobs as the only path to security, leading millions of young people to spend years preparing for a limited number of positions. At the same time, private sector jobs are often perceived as unstable and insecure. This uncertainty is also contributing to a growing trend of young Indians migrating abroad in search of better opportunities, higher wages, and greater career stability. How can India create a society and economy where young people have dignity, stability, and security in diverse career paths within the country, rather than depending on a few government jobs or feeling compelled to leave India for their future?
This word career has to be redefined. In the word career, the words you have used What is it? Dignity. Better opportunities, higher wages, greater career stability, and somewhere you have used dignity. But when we talk of career, we mean only higher wages. That we have to leave. Not government job, even private jobs. I say not only jobs. Even self-employment, artisans. See, we have ceased to give respect to the labor. A farmer has produced, say, 4 lakh rupees gehu, wheat or rice in his field. We need that. By eating that, we will sustain our life. But there is a man earning 4 lakh rupees and they come together before you. Who will you respect? Will you respect that farmer or you will respect that 4 lakh wala? What happens today? That 4 lakh wala is paid attention to and farmer is ignored. We have forgotten the Shrama Pratishtha. We have to honor this Parishram, Shram. So even a cobbler deserves respect. As a corporate leader, respect. He runs his business. His business is small. Earning is small. But what of that? He is equally applying himself to that. He is equally honestly earning something. But we discriminate. That we have to leave. Then everybody will not go for jobs. Everybody will not go for government jobs.
यूपीएससी सीएससी का सफर अक्सर एक मौका और मांगता है। तो अगर किसी भी कारण से आपकी मंजिल अधूरी रह गई है तो ये कोई अंत नहीं है बल्कि एक नया आरंभ है।
मित्रों, हर साल 11 लाख से ज्यादा लोग अप्लाई करते हैं, लेकिन
when we are doing job, then another thing, career means jobs or earning. But what are jobs and what are all these earnings? These artisanship and everything. You are serving the society. In return, you are fed, you are paid and you are fed. The job is not a simple earning. Because society requires all these things. Someone must do it. I am doing it. This we call dharma. See, if you ask old farmers, why are they in agriculture? It is not now. Agriculture is my dharma. Our farmer was doing farming not to earn, to feed. So whatever we are doing, we are serving the society. And in return, we get something. So instead of saying that I am forming my community, I am forming my place, I am earning, I have got that respect, we should say I am serving the society and I am getting something. I will serve more and I will get more. Attitude change is required, in short. So many things. Shrama Pratishtha, this seva, service, we translate service as seva. But service in English is always, we have to do it. That which you should do, you must do. That which you should not do, must not do. You must not do. Kartavyam hi kartavyam, pranaih kantagatairapi. Akartavyam na kartavyam, pranaih kantagatairapi. That attitude has to be there, then it will, otherwise, no society can provide jobs to every aspirant. Only 30% jobs are there, including government jobs. Others have to work by their hands and earn. If everybody goes for jobs, then what will happen? Then all these works, they will cease to be. Someone will have to do them. So foreigners will come and they will replace us. That is happening. So that attitude change is required, then all the schemes to increase employment will be successful. There should be district-wise planning of giving employment. What jobs will be particularly can be feasible in that district, which can give employment there. Sufficient earning, respect, and you need not go far away. So security automatically comes there. If you are in a family, you are secure. Even if you are out of job, there is sustenance for you in family. So district-wise planning of employing, giving equal respect to all so that people will not hanker after government jobs only. They will go for private job also and they will go work by hand also. All these things together with attitude change will change the employment picture of our country. That has to be done.
Professor A.C.K. Nambiar, Brigadier N.A. Subramaniam, Sri M.K. Pradeep. Do RSS have any plan to free temples? In a view of resolution passed by RSS as early as in 1959, from state controls vigorously, since there are favorable government at center and many major states. What is the action being contemplated?
As I told you, Sangh has no plan for these things. Sangh only runs shakhas, swayansevaks, but swayansevaks do have plans. So Vishwa Hindu Parishad and Hindu Dharma Acharya Sabha, they are together trying to get these mandirs from other hands to bhaktas' hands. Mandir should be run by bhaktas and expenditure of mandir should be made for the Bhagwan and bhaktas. They have to be managed properly for that. So there has to be a central body consisting of acharyas of different modes of worships and different Devi Devata pujas. And there should also be the respectable citizens along with them. And there should be provincial bodies, then district bodies, then local bodies. The topmost all India body will guide. State body will take that guidance to district and see that they execute it. And district bodies will control the local bodies. That type of model they are thinking of and they are trying to do it. So slowly they are, one step each time they are going further. Because even in legal cases, court may be ready for this handing over. But one frequent question comes from court. To whom? So that answer has to be provided with the Hindu society, and Vishwa Hindu Parishad and Acharyas have been trying with that. We will help them wherever the help is necessary and whatever help is necessary. We will provide them. But as Sangha we don't have a plan. We help the plan of Vishwa Hindu Parishad and Acharya Sabha.
Sri Vibin T.S. If AI and automation eliminates millions of jobs, what role does the RSS envision for preserving dignity, purpose, and social cohesion in our society? Girish Nair, how should India balance rapid technological advancement with need to protect jobs and upskill our massive young workforce?
This requires some specialist to answer this technical first question. And also, the world has just started studying all these phenomena and becoming aware of the benefits and dangers alike. So world is thinking about what to do. What I feel is, technology is going to come, you cannot oppose. And you have to take technology in because there is competition in modern world. We envision a world with cooperation, but now we have to go through the competition. So technology has to be adopted, but while adopting it, we have to adapt it to local conditions, one thing. Secondly, we have to bring that technology in the ambit of ecology, economy and ethics. So it becomes humane. So job loss, what will happen to those who lose their jobs? What is arrangement for them? How to minimize that job loss? All these things come under this purview. Economy, ecology and ethics. And we should be master of technology. Technology should never run us. I read a novel long back in 80s titled 3034. That is common era, 3034. So the idea is there is a gold mine and 3034 everything is automated. There are on that vast mine, there are only 3 workers. They are supervising everything. And electricity goes out. So author could imagine in 3034 also, electrical failure will be there. It was there for 9 minutes. After 9 minutes, the current came back and everything started normal. The director of the company asked those 3 people, somehow you don't have any machine or some, but tell me how many wagons were delayed. Wagons are pulled up. So they say, how can we tell? We don't have any machine to calculate. But one of them says, oh, I can tell you, 3 wagons per minute. So 9 minutes, 27 wagons. How can you tell this? But they send the report. Director goes to machines and confirms, oh, it is right. Then he asks, how could you tell this without any machine? So they tell one of us had this a particular vidya running in his tradition. So because that vidya is forgotten, tables are forgotten. So director says, Asha, this is something new. He calls that person, tests him, and takes his family into custody so that other companies will not have this new technology. Then other companies, they get some heed of this, and then they started spying and everything. So government knows now. So government acquires the family, kept them in their custody. So other nations, they start spying on the government, trying to kidnap this fellow. And in all this, one day he is murdered.
Since the dawn of time, stories have connected us. Open art brings the tools to the storytellers of today. Creating a character is simple, whether it's from a sentence or a single image. Open art brings your vision to life. But that's just the beginning. Once your character is created, you can use it in any story or setting with perfect consistency. With OpenArt's 3D pose editor, you can adjust your character's position and movements with ease. Want to take it further? Seamlessly place your character into any scene or background.
And that ancient art of telling without machine, 3 into 9 is equal to 27. It is lost. That was the book. Technology, if it becomes our master, it reduces our own capacities. Even today, you go to metro cities and ask children this question, 3 into 9, how much? They will pull up their calculator on mobile and tell you. They will write, they will give correct answer. But without mobile, they cannot calculate in their head. This is the danger. So, we have to be masters of technology. We have to adapt it and we have to bind it into this restriction of ethics, economy, ecology. Then this technological progress can be beneficial to human beings. Otherwise, people also now are creating novels which depict that human being as species has become extinct and hybrid of what is it called? Cyborg, hybrid of machine and humans. That is those who are ruling universe. This should not happen.
Father Dr. Paul Poorthingal, how India is going to eradicate poverty? What is our well-planned strategy? Sri Sajit NV, what is the policy of RSS regarding local development projects which is left unattended? Sri Girish Nair, during global headwinds like the West Asia, what long-term steps must we take to protect our domestic consumption from external energy and price shocks?
First thing, we have to be Atmanirbhar. And we have to search for alternatives. So oil, coal, these are stored energy items which are never replaced. They are spent very quickly and replacing them takes thousands of years. And quarrel is going about that. Can we use the flowing energy? Like solar. So alternative fuels, wherein we can become Atmanirbhar. All the countries which are poor countries or developing countries, they should have that technology so that they are not dependent on these rich nations who know nothing except their own selfish interests. This we have to do, and to do this, society has to take initiative. We are always saying government, but many things are happening in Bharat. Purely on the social initiatives, they are more successful than government. A river was to be deepened and widened for 30 kilometers. And government started asking for tenders. They had a budget of 85 crores for that job. The lowest tender came 150 crores. So for 6 months, discussion was going on. People were fed up. They created a committee of the city, district center. Our Kshetra Sangh Chalak was living there. He was made the president. And they appealed to society and did the job in 6 months in 30 crores. 22 kilometers river was deepened and widened. And then asked the chief minister to come and inaugurate. He asked, how much did you spend? 30 crores, 6 months. Not 85, not 150 crores. Such things are happening. We don't know all the details, but there are so many things happening. People nowadays have left waiting for the government. They take their own initiative. And many things we can cure as a society without any government help. So, that social initiative must be there. We should create all the facilities like this. So, for example, eradicating poverty. Now, how much poverty is actually there? So, we are a rich country of poor people. That is what it is said. So, riches are there, but they are not equally distributed. So, we have to consume with restraint and we have to distribute with justice. We have to
शानदार ऑनलाइन एक्शन गेम वॉर थंडर आपके उबाऊ सप्ताह के दिनों को खत्म करने के लिए तैयार है। प्रसिद्ध जापानी बैटलशिप यामातो मैदान में आ रहा है, आसमान में।
Produce not mass production. We have to produce product by masses. Because the corporate culture will always create this gap and it will go on increasing. That is the modern economy. It thrives on scarcity, महंगाई, and it always create demands, short supply, large demand, so that prices are up. We have to have the economy which is decentralized, wherein production will happen by masses. So we have to have our own economic model, different from all the world. then we can progress in this era. Our society has sufficient talent and sufficient grit to pass through it. But we have to give this new avenue. We have to plan like that. Then poverty eradication is not a much bigger problem. Because we have riches and we have natural resources also. Just we have to plan for such type of development model. Everybody will benefit, everybody will be sustained, everybody will get job. All this will happen. That capacity we do have, but we have to change our drushti. We are still following the failed model of economy. Leaving that, we have to create our own model of economy. And we have to become Atmanirbhar. That is the way to address all the questions.
This is the second last question, question number 14. Sri Vijay Kumar, how can the Sangh, through its vast network of social organizations, actively collaborating with government and society, endeavor to shift from an exclusively court-centric model of litigation to a robust alternative dispute resolution ecosystem?
May I suggest you ask all the questions if they are ready to sit? Are you? For time restrictions, he is saying other questions he has omitted, no?
Almost.
What should we do? If you are ready to sit, I will answer all. Otherwise, this last question. Please, loudly. So read everything.
Dr. Prahesh TP Sri Jairaj Mitra. What scholarly, educational and knowledge dissemination initiatives can we develop to situate eminent gurus like Sri Chattambi Swamigal, Sri Narayana Guru, Sri Vagbhadananda Guru within a wider Indian intellectual discourse and make their contribution accessible to the nation as a whole? Is it not necessary to teach the real history of India instead of that of Britain, France or Dutch as well as Mughal dynasty? Ajiraj CA, what practical steps would you suggest educational institution take to develop character, leadership and social responsibility among students? Girish Nair, how can we prevent the divide in urban and rural education by national education policy? How community-led initiatives help shift the societal mindset from chasing degrees to valuing vocational skills?
So, this new education policy has tried a few things, and as it will progress and bring some change, other things will also come. Regarding our history, they are rewriting syllabuses. True history, right history, not the history of convenience. Even if it goes against the ideology of those who are sitting in chair now, if it is true, it has to be included. Like that, history rewriting is going on. Syllabus is also being rewritten. It will come, I think, in this session up to 12 class, the rewritten books they are going to issue. I think so. I don't know definitely. But writing is going on. One thing. So that will bring, but don't leave it entirely to the education policy. Why? We can tell stories to our children. We can read about the Bharat Bharati, Rashtrothan Prakashan, Bangalore. They have series of small booklets about 600 and more great personalities from past as well as during the recent years. They have published. We can purchase that, we can read it, we can tell our children these stories, make them read these stories.
Prominence Windows, इसमें है highest weather resistance और घर को रखे safe from termites, seepage, dust and noise.
We also have to try. We did not learn history entirely from the books in our childhood. We got it in social programs, in some storytellers. We got it in our family. So all this has to be done. Society has to cooperate. Then it will happen early. Otherwise, it will take long time and may not materialize fully. So character, leadership and social responsibility, first you have to be example. Parents in the family and teachers in the schools. They have to live up to these qualities. And then they have to love the students, love their children and train them, educate them. Then it will happen. Urban and rural education by national, you mean amenities. Rurally amenities are not available. In urban areas, many good schools, etc. That is what you mean? Again, here also, PPP model will work best. So, partnership of private institutions as well as public. Especially in rural education, if the village pays attention to its school, they say it is government school, but it is not government school. It is school of that village. They have to pay attention. Then everything can happen. Teachers become regular. All the campus of that school becomes clean and everything. And even TV screens and all these modern amenities also can be made available. It has happened in many areas. So people have to pay attention. Private institutions have to give something for this. And educational policy should allow this to happen. If government does only job of facilitation, the picture can change within few years. That has to happen. That is what we think. And social chasing degrees. So we give values to degrees, not to capacity. That is why people are chasing degrees. Actually, employability should be the object, not the degree. Whatever we educate, he must be able to do it. For that, he has to be taught by learned teachers also and experienced underhands also. I am a veterinary doctor. A fresh veterinary doctor, when he comes to his dispensary, the compounder working there for 20 years, he has more knowledge, more practical knowledge than him. So they have to be trained under such hands also. And object should be not giving degrees, making a person employable. That focus has to be changed. New education policy says all this. How much it is implemented, I don't know. But this must be implemented, otherwise it will not change. Okay.
How can the Sangh, through its vast network of social organizations, actively collaborating with government and society, endure to shift from an exclusively court-centric model of litigation to a robust alternate dispute resolution ecosystem? Sri Vijay Kumar.
It is a topic of huge change, sir. Actually, the jurisprudence we have starts with disbelief in human beings. Unless proven guilty, one should be taken to be not guilty. That is the principle, but reverse happens. So every person is a potential criminal. You see a law syllabus, law books we read, it starts with that. That is not our jurisprudence. Our jurisprudence is based on faith in humanity. Someone will accuse you and you prove yourself guiltless. First, accuser has to provide proof for his accusation. That is not there. All these discrepancies have to be removed. First thing. Secondly, petty quarrels for material gains, that is our degradation. We who believe in dana, we fight with our own brother for estate. What for? That you have to do. And then all with our organizational network, the initiatives we have taken, the Adhivakta Parishad, wherein Swayanshak's work, organization of lawyers and judges. It takes court to villages. And 500 cases, 1,000 cases, they dispose in one day. They sit together, they have law in their hands, they know law. Villagers sit together, there are
Only 29 rupees, 6 days Vedic Maths Summer Camp. Don't calculate in a slow way. Enroll course and master top speed method. You can solve the questions in seconds. Attention dear parents, if your child is studying in class 1 to 10, join course now. Only
elder persons, etc. And lot of talking goes, convince each other. And issues are resolved then and there. In Chitrakoot, through Seva, they created an atmosphere in 500 villages where from no case goes to court. Villagers sit together and bring out the solution. That reduces the tremendous load on judges also to dispose the cases. So this tendency to quarrel, tendency to policing, that has been introduced after we became slaves. We didn't have police, but there was no lawlessness. Now we have police, but lawlessness has increased. It became the news the day before, some 2-3 days before, I travelled by Shatabdi in Uttar Pradesh and someone pelted a stone. Because I was sitting in that, it became a news. But it is a regular occurrence there. In a particular belt, it happens. So we have to have samskars like that. This together will improve. Till that, our organizations are doing their work. And Seva, through Seva also, they are teaching people to resolve disputes in their own. Don't go to court. Why are you spending money? 20 years, 30 years, and no result. That also happens. So public education and such initiatives will together do the trick. That is what I think. And it is going on.
For this last question for this evening, Advocate Sugumaran. There is a decline in Hindu population, turning Hindus to a minority in states like Kerala, Assam and West Bengal. What are our plans to address this? In Hindu society, there is a trend of not getting married or getting married very late or having only one child or having no child, which reduces the Hindu population. How do we address this?
This question should not be asked to an unmarried man. But anyway, TFR is not the sole cause of this demographic imbalance. First reason, priority wise, is conversion. And second is infiltration. So conversion by lure and force should stop. If someone converts because of his own thought goes in that direction, it is okay. There is no restriction on worships. All worships are true. And therefore, if I want to change my religion, okay. But someone pays me for that and I go. Or at gunpoint, that has happened. And that is happening. That should immediately stop. And society should stop it. Secondly, the infiltration. So government has awakened, it seems, and they are trying something. Delete, deport. Detect, delete, deport. This has started, but we can do one thing. We will not give jobs to foreigners. Petty jobs, mason, etc., etc. Man from our, be it a Hindu or a Christian or a Muslim, he should be our Bharatiya, not Bangladeshi, not foreign national. That we can do. That we have to. And we have to detect. We can identify such illegal migrants. And we can report to police that we feel that you just check up. And if they are so, keep watch on them. Nothing else we can do. That is the job of administration and government. But we can definitely give jobs to our own people, not a foreigner. That we can do. And third is this TFR. So now the medical science says marriage early, 19 to 20, and 3 children is good for the health of parents as well as the children. Psychology says if there are 3 siblings, they learn to manage their ego so that their families don't face any dire situation. There is no divorce, etc. Because ego management they have learned. And then population science says that if you go beyond, if you are lower than 3, it is a danger. And if you go below 2.5, you have to act fast. We are below 2.5. So 3 must be there. And government policy says 2.1. So 0.1 mathematically is rounded up to 2. But here it cannot be done because there is no 0.1 child. If child comes, it will come whole. So 2.1 means 3 here. So psychologists, medical scientists, everybody is saying 3. So you have to think about that. Start from yourself. And this getting married, we have to just educate. You see, marriage is not an arrangement to have bodily contact of a male and female. That is not the purpose. Society is created through families. Wherever in the world, the family structures have crumpled. Society is facing a great challenge. Even in America, family is the unit of the society. Family is the center of social, cultural, economic, and nowadays political activity also. In family, children get to know how to behave with others. There are elderly persons, there are younger persons, there are servants coming and going inside. There are others on which there is hair cutting salon wherein I go and cut my hair, get my hair cut. There is laundry wherein I deposit my clothes for washing. All these relations and how to maintain them, how to behave so that they are maintained, that training goes on in family. To create that family, marriage is necessary. If you are now devoid of any material wish, you are 20 years of age and you don't want anything, bas virakta, then okay. If you don't marry, okay. But you want to have the pleasures without the responsibility, that is wrong. Young generation has to take the responsibility sometime. Even if you have to take responsibility of your own life, you have to have that sense of responsibility. When you say, I don't marry, if you mean to say that, now my wish has gone away, I try to become sannyasi, or I will, lifelong I will become bachelor. Okay. But you want the pleasures and you don't want to take the responsibility, that is wrong. This extremely materialistic and extremely individualistic view will destroy the individuals as well as societies. That is happening. That we should tell the young generation. Therefore, in our tradition, marriage is not something to be declared in court of law. It is a sanskar. So, we have to educate our young people. They cannot be irresponsible. Leave us. They will face difficulties due to that. That sense of responsibility has to be created in them. Then only this type of psychology will not work. Otherwise, it is very difficult. But we have to have that family dialogue through which all these things subtly can be inculcated in young minds. So, because this was last question, I should thank you for patiently listening to my answers, though much long and maybe boring, I don't know. But I will conclude by the same appeal. Come and see Sangha from inside, and if you like to cooperate with Sangha, try to fit yourself in one of the 5 alternatives I mentioned. And thank you again for today's your response, your questions, patiently listening me. So whenever chance comes, we will meet again. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mohanji, for this enlightening session. We apologize as we can't include all the questions we received. We received around 100 and more questions due to time constraints. Suggestions, petitions we received. We'll hand over to Mohanji for his perusal. As we come to close this enriching session, I consider it my pleasant duty to express our heartfelt gratitude. Our gratitude extends to all the distinguished personalities on the dais, all distinguished guests who participated so enthusiastically, especially those who submitted their thoughtful questions, suggestions and petitions, and contributed to the success of this second session. With gratitude in our hearts and inspiration in our minds, we conclude this beautiful evening with National Anthem. Once again, I welcome you all to join for dinner arranged at the hall next to this venue after corridor. Thank you very much.